Our agenda has left the room, so it's kind of tough for me to ask how long we think this is going to take. We currently have 6 minutes until meeting time.
Mayor and Council, I believe Mr. Cantrud had talked about this being about a 20-minute item. You could probably move it to the end of your regular agenda, or we simply could delay it for 2 weeks and bring it back. About 20 minutes, Mr. Cantrud, on this next item. Is that about right?
To do it justice?
Mayor, Council, it really depends on how much discussion it does require. I do have someone who'd be willing to come back if you wanted to push it off. There's nothing urgent that way.
And would the council, we're theoretically thinking we might have a little bit shorter council meeting. Do we want to say that we'd look at it at the end of our meeting, or no?
I would say we put it at the end.
Let's go to the next meeting.
I would favor tabling it to another meeting. Give it
Why?
time to.
Help me understand why. If we have extra space on our agenda today.
And the minute you say that,
Yeah.
something's
Well,
gonna
I think
blow
if
up.
it.
Well, then it shouldn't have been on the workshop agenda, or the meeting should
That
have.
happens.
I understand. I understand. But if
I just
Mr.
don't wanna-
Cantrud went to the
I don't want to short suit it, is my...
and I understand that, but we brought in additional resources to help us understand the conversation and to do it service.
Well, so here's where we're at. It's not going to happen right now. We don't have enough time. And so, do we want to put it on the end of the meeting? John has indicated he'd rather go to another one. Marv sounded like he was fine with adding it on. I'm fine with adding it on.
I'd rather go to another one, but I'll do whatever has to be
Yeah,
done.
I'm
I just want to do
okay
it
adding it on.
justice.
I would just, if there's people that came for it, specifically making them wait until the end.
And do we have more than this one person who came for it? I mean, not that he's not important in all of himself, but...
Council, Mr. Duran is here from the organization. He was here the last time when we talked about this somewhat more casually. I won't ask him to spend the rest of the evening here waiting for it. He was more here to answer questions that I couldn't. So, because this is a workshop, if I can't answer them, I'll be happy to take them tonight and take them and get answers for you.
Well, that would be my suggestion, that we go to the end of the meeting. So at that point, we'd actually end the meeting, and at this point, we would recess the workshop until at the end of the meeting, and then we'll end the meeting then and reopen the workshop.
Goody, goody.
For a limited period of time.
Can we do that? Karen's looking funny at us.
Okay, is everybody agree with that? All right, so we're going to be back in here, and then we're actually going to start the meeting at 5 after 7.
All right, so should we have a motion to recess the workshop?
Oh, yes, please do.
I'll offer a motion to recess the workshop until the conclusion of the regular council meeting.
Second.
All right, now we'll take a note. Mr. Nephew has moved to recess
The workshop.
until the end of our regular meeting. It was seconded by Mr. Lanas. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those ayes all. Meeting of the Maplewood City Council for Monday, October 11th, 2010. We have a couple of things that I want to just make mention of. The main one is that at one point or another in the meeting tonight, we are talking about our charitable gambling funds, and so that is typically a process where the council, most of them, I presume, have already at this point made out their forms that indicate where they think that the money should go. You're probably all well aware, those of you who are here for that, we had over $100,000 in requests, and we have less money than ever, $25,000 to give out. And so I would say the vast majority of people who applied won't get anything. And so you should brace yourself for that inevitability. We also don't particularly plan on having presentations unless there's a council member that has a question about a particular application for funds. Other than that, we have a reasonably short agenda tonight, so we hope to move through in good time. Would you join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We'll note the roll that all council members are present. And Mr. Nephew, do you have a opening question having to do with the roll call?
Just for the agenda.
Okay. And so that moves us to the agenda. And so are there any additions or deletions or changes to be made to the agenda? Mr. Nephew.
I'd like to add a council presentation and one land use